For the second time, Jassifer found herself in the strange, dark, glowing plane of this disembodied voice, fading from existence. Luckily for her, it seemed her antics had gotten the attention of the local law enforcement, giving them the chance to revivify her. However, the voice noted that coming back twice had an even greater cost, one that would be revealed in the days ahead. Using the company's only get-out-of-jail-free card, Clover negotiated with the cops to let them go, and the three, the small Oos hitchhiker included, drove the van over a rickety bridge to a micro-asteroid where Oddjobs HQ stood. Once they parked, Jassifer expressed that she was not exactly pleased by Clover's driving, pushing her up against the van and threatening her before the Rabbit Folk Bard magically commanded Jas to step back, giving them both a chance to cool down. It turned out our hero would have to wait and speak with the boss if she had issues with her situation. They then entered into Oddjobs HQ and met the anxious and seemingly disturbed company secretary Fetch Riddleson before Clover split off and Jas was set to meet with the CEO of the company about potential employment opportunities. On the top floor of the office, Jas found herself walking into a vast observatory before getting called into a side office where the CEO of Oddjobs eagerly awaited. Here is where we met Odessa Magisteria, aka Odessa the Odd, a deeply unhinged tiefling sorcerer and her VP/assistant, Ollie the Hollyphant. The CEO grilled Jassifer on her qualifications before kicking her into a hole for part 2 of this interview, and that's where we are right now.
I was expecting for you to fall down.
Why would you want that?
Come on, the interview is still going. And she puts a high heel on your face and tries pushing you down through the hole.
No, why? Why are you doing this?
Come on, please. I won't ever say please again to you.
I let go.
You plummet through darkness and strange, sparkling space until you exit from another hole into another large space. Your speed slowing with a Featherfall spell as you semi-gracefully settle down onto this red sand floor, this sort of gymnasium. Workout machines, treadmills, rowing machines, but also an armory, blades of all kinds, worn armor, ammo for ranged weapons, equipment made available for employees.
Oh my god, this is the Hunger Games training room.
This is the Hunger Games training room. As she slowly levitates down, so graceful, so beautiful, she lands. You look a little worse for wear, so why don't you grab a little water and we'll get started when you're ready.
Would love some.
You trudge over to this drinking fountain and you press the button after a moment of analyzing it, having never seen anything like this before. The water pops out. You have a few moments of trying to grab it before you realize you have to hold down the button. And as you drink it, you feel rejuvenated. You essentially are healed to full.
Okay.
Any sort of abilities that recharge on a short rest, you have. I don't know if you have anything like that, but essentially this is a short rest.
Still feeling strange in my body and also feeling sore from that car crash that we were in. But ready to fight, ready to prove myself.
You turn, fixing your posture, and she goes, in order to be sure that you're Oddjobs material, you just need to go through a trial period. Well, a period of trials is actually a little bit more accurate. And the sand below you begins to rumble and shift as forming into this solid humanoid form is this sand construct. This being rises up and locks into place, hands open, ready for grapple. I need you to roll initiative.
Ooh. We have rotated to the final dice that I can rotate through.
I have no longer any dice.
That is an 11.
They rolled a 3, so you are actually going to act first. This is a test of strength, which you said was your greatest strength. What a good way to start, right? So all I need from you is to be the last one remaining in this circle. And she snaps her fingers and a circle of flames rises from around where you are, basically a 15 by 15 circle that you are trapped in here with this sand construct. The way this is going to work is that you basically need like 3 successful strength checks or some sort of maneuvering to get this construct out of the ring. You do not need to deal damage unless that is, with purpose, that's going to help you for some reason. This is about being the last one standing in the ring.
I want to see what this creature is going to do first. Though I am no longer a battle master fighter, Jassifer is above all a captain. She never acts unless she knows how something is going to react. And so I kind of assume like a squatted fighter's stance, and I will just pick up some sand and toss it into the flames, like just scooping it up from my feet, toss it at the flames, and kind of just see how the actual materials react.
You throw it, and if you were to throw sand in fire, you would see the same thing here. Basically, the flames kind of get a little smaller. There's some sparks, and like you see as the fire reacts to the sand particles, and then resumes its normal height.
I think I'm just gonna prepare myself to like do like a somersault or a roll if it comes and swipes at me.
Oh, essentially, you're taking the dodge action.
I forgot that's a thing.
Yeah, so you
I'll take the dodge action.
You take the dodge action. This creature is going to try to shove you. You see it just like lurches forward towards you, hand outstretched, trying to grab so it can like toss you towards the edge of the ring. It's really high in the first roll. It's an 18, but with disadvantage, that is a 6 plus 5, only an 11. Does an 11 hit you?
Nope.
Does not. This creature reaches, but you duck underneath, your small form coming in handy as you kind of like somersault out of the way. That was its turn. It's back to you.
I am going to, just seeing how we measure up against each other, giving it a try, I run in and try and shove this creature back. My very small form, kind of dwarfed by this big sand beast.
You can either do an athletics check or a check using your dex modifier. Because this is an acrobatics, but you are nimble enough that you could maybe use its balance against itself, if that makes sense.
Yes, I'm gonna do the shove action, kind of like dodging and dipping and trying to get it to step itself past the boundaries on accident.
Okay.
With my dex modifier, that's a 16.
You try and trip it, but it manages to kind of swing its foot around and plant it down. It rolled a 21 on that strength check, so it does pass that time. It is going to attempt to shove you now. That is only an 8, so give me an opposed athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay. Yes, I pass by a lot.
Odessa hovering above. Your greatest strength is seeming to be more your dexterity.
No, I'm really strong.
It is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do the same thing, dipping around it using my size to my advantage and trying to kind of make it stumble. That is a dirty 20.
That is a natural 1.
Ooh!
You do exactly as you said. You manage to catch it off balance again as it turns to kind of get you. I'm going to say that's 2 failures on its part for a natural 1. As I said, natural 1s, natural 20s, they have way more impact in this campaign. A critical failure like that means that they lose 2, and you manage to get it literally to the edge of the ring on that trip. It is now its turn. It turns and is going to attempt to like pull you and throw you out. Okay, go ahead and roll an opposed acrobatics or athletics check.
That's a 9.
It grabs you and pulls you in, and the 2 of you are now both on the edge. So it is now your turn. You have one last chance before this creature can shove you out.
As I am wrestling with this large sand construct, and I feel us both kind of starting to like spin out and topple towards the edge, can I lean down to my sticky little goo and say, a little help staying in the ring? And see if maybe it can like gum my shoe to the ground or something like that.
Interesting. Hold on, let me just take a look at this creature's stats. Currently just named Unnamed Ooze.
Its name is Just Some Goo.
Just Some Goo, JSG.
Goo for short.
I will say that this creature technically doesn't have anything in its like stat block that would be like a sticky thing, but it does have action economy. Like it can do things. So just because it's not in the initiative, but it is technically kind of being commanded on your turn, I'll say that it will give you advantage through that.
I think instead of having it stick me to the ground, I ask it for a little help, and it tickles the sand beast with its like little pseudopod.
It like looms over, looking to grab you one last time to throw you out as the pseudopod shoots out, and like actually what you see is it literally goes for the face, like, of this construct. It starts to slither into its nose. Obviously, this is a sandy construct. It does not find anything of interest there, but just getting in there is enough to tickle it. I'll say that it has disadvantage on this, and you can roll with advantage. So one last athletics check.
Okay. That is a 13 on my end.
That is a natural 1 again.
Destroyed by the goo. The goo goes through its nose and punctures through the back of its head.
It's like stumbling. Tell me how you finish this creature off. Like, what maneuver do you do to knock it out of the circle?
I just reach up and stick my hand up its sandy nose, like getting a grip in its sandy side to like climb up it, and I reach in and I pull the goo out, and I think like a stopper of a bath, the sand just like and just crumbles and piles over the side of the flame.
Like in Delicious in Dungeon, you strike at this little like talisman core within its mind that allows it to be animated, and it pulls out, and the sand creature just stops and then crumples into the ground.
I dust my hands off. Not bad, goo.
Holy shit! And you see the goo kind of like wriggling in your hand, and just like slithers back into your armor.
It's amped up. It wants brain now.
Interesting. I'll have to review that later. Next test! She raises her hand. The flames are quenched, and we move on to the next test.
I wipe the sweat off my brow.
As the sand has disintegrated and the flames die down, she raises another hand and begins to like move them to draw up these sandy columns, just rising in sequential order, higher and higher and higher and higher to form a circle. This one is a little more simple. You watch as the final column, the highest of them all, rises in the center of the circle that these columns have formed, and atop it, a golden ring descends from the ceiling. It's clearly just a very simple obstacle course. Round 2, Dexterity. Retrieve the ring in 30 seconds. Go! And we're going to stay in initiative because, there's really nothing necessarily that needs to be done in that way. But basically, you have 5 rounds in order to get to the top here. You see that there are 8 pillars around and then 1 in the center.
Okay, excellent. I can scramble.
If there's one thing I can do, it's scramble.
I'm going to try and I bend my knees and propel myself up, and I'll try and grab the lip of this first shortest column with my fingers and pull myself up in a pull-up.
Give me an acrobatics check.
That's an 11.
The DC is 10. So you manage to get up onto this first pillar. 1 round passes and you scramble up. Okay, next round comes. They suddenly feel the pillar begin to disintegrate beneath you. What do you do?
I jump to the next one.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a 15 on my dex check.
15 saves. You manage to get to the next pillar, but you don't land atop it. You don't have a massive vertical leap here. You don't have enough space to get charged up on that. So you're scrambling down the side. It is your turn. What do you do?
Hanging sort of laterally off of this column, like monkey style with one arm out, I want to try to get my feet kind of tucked on the side of the column, and then I want to propel myself instead of jumping to the next highest column, because I don't have time to go across all 8 columns. I want to try and essentially leap from one column to grab whichever is the tallest one that I could reach. You said the tallest one is in the middle, right?
Yeah, the tallest is in the middle. I'll say that, like, again, first column was 15. Your column that you're currently on is 20 feet high. So the distance between you and that central high column is about 35 feet vertically. I would say that if you succeed, you will have to kind of choose before you leap. But, like, I'll say it's a DC 5 to get to the next column. I'll say it's a DC 10 to get 2 columns, and then 3 columns is 15, 4 columns is 20. So, like, basically you could skip up to 4 columns if you roll above a 20.
I'll skip 1. I'll try and just skip the next one and leap across, just like propelling myself with my feet against the column that I'm on and trying to grab onto the middle of the column, like on Survivor when they're just hanging onto the poles.
Okay, go ahead and give me a acrobatics check.
Okay. It's an 11.
An 11. You only wanted to skip to the next
Just
column, so that
one,
passes.
so yeah, it's
yeah,
10,
that's a
right?
DC 10. So you managed to skip the 3rd column and are at the 4th of the total. You're essentially halfway through, and you have 3 rounds left. As you land there, you begin to feel the column is falling beneath you. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yay! 13.
13 saves. You now have a chance to leap. Go ahead and roll another acrobatics check. I'll say you can risk it again if you want to try and do more columns, but it will be more challenging. Skipping 1 column will be a DC 15 this time.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna risk it because I really want this job.
Okay, and as you do,
I really want to succeed.
You feel your little ooze, your little goo, kind of is like, it like wriggles through your armor as kind of clearly fleeing the column as it's like falling. It's like, I have to get to a higher place. So it starts crawling up your arm because it too is going to try and reach out for that column.
Amazing, like extending my grip, basically.
Yeah, your
with
grip
my
is
hand.
just a little bit further.
Okay. It's not enough though, because I rolled a 3, so that's a 7 on my acrobatics.
You leap out and are just short. Your hand catches the sand of the column and you slide all the way back down.
Shit.
Okay, that's this round. Go on to your turn again. You have 2 rounds left to get to the top of this 50-foot column in the center. You see Odessa go, ooh, not very good. Noted.
Having lost all of that ground and knowing now that I will never be able to climb fast enough, I start whirling around looking for some gym equipment that could maybe help. I want to try and find one of those long bendy sticks, like a javelin that an Olympian would run and then dig into the sand and fling themselves upward.
Oh, like a pole vault kind of thing.
Yes, pole vault. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check.
14.
DC 10. So you indeed look around. You see a wall full of like javelins and long poles. You see the sandy pit where, one does like the jump for that. You are able to get one. It's going to use your turn to get in position, but you get it.
Perfect. Goblins do this all the time, actually. The main kind of thing that goblins do is not actually fight with a sword, but it's just kind of leap and throw goblins at something to disorient them enough that then the other goblins come in. So I think that I've done this before.
This is not a new strat. As we enter into the final round, go ahead. What should this be?
I feel like it is the definition of acrobatics, no?
I think that you're right. I'm going to say give me an acrobatics check. Yeah, let's see what you can do.
Okay. Come on, Jess. Come on. I think about the fact that this crazy woman would probably absolutely revoke my contract and let me die again if I don't do what she expects of me right now. So I get a good running jump and dig the pole into the sand, close my eyes as I am flung up into the air towards the column.
All right, here we go.
That's a 22.
You plant the pole, rush forward, and fling yourself. And here's the thing. I think most people would see a pole vaulter and be like, wow, they got high up, but like 55 feet, like that's insane. You are a goblin.
I'm so small.
And so you're like a third of that in weight and height.
I get a lot of airtime.
So as this finally like goes from bending back to flinging forward, it is like being in a cartoon on a palm tree. You are hurtled towards the top of the column, towards this ring, your arms outstretched.
And they said dogs can't play basketball.
Grabbing the ring, you tumble. Give me another dexterity save as you try and land without taking any damage.
Fair. 12?
I'm going to say that 12 passes, but you're going to take half damage. Because it was 50 feet, it would have been 15 damage, but that is halved, and we round down when we halve, so it's going to be 7 damage.
Okay.
As you land, you hear like a very enthusiastic applause. It looks like that the GIF that was so widely spread in the early days of the internet. Wow, noted. And just makes a simple note on a piece of paper.
I toss the ring onto the sand at her feet. What's next?
She snaps her fingers, the columns disintegrate again. All right, what is next?
She's still deciding.
Ooh, okay. Waves her hands, and the sand shifts and then forms into a bar, like a sand bar, if you will, with a sand construct bartender behind it. Sand slithers up and forms this bottle shape, which Odessa snaps her fingers and sends a little firebolt that turns it crystalline into a piece of glass, this beautiful bottle. And then she snaps her fingers again, and you watch as it, like, from the bottom, like, fills to the top with some strange, dark, thick liquid. The trial of Constitution! She lands and kind of elbows you. Come on, this is Resgonian gland fluid. It's like if booze was poison that made you taste colors and smell sounds. First one to give up or pass out loses.
Can't be worse than goblin hooch.
Ooh, I'd love to try some hooch.
No, you wouldn't.
You watch as the sand bartender, he's about to like pour it into a sand glass, and she goes, oh, hold on. Shoots 2 little firebolts and has them crystallize into these jagged little glasses that he finishes pouring the liquid in, and hands one to you and hands one to her. Prost!
To a new world.
Takes a shot. Have you her and you roll Constitution saving throws.
That's a dirty 20 for Jass. It goes down real smooth.
That's a 17. You see she winces a bit, but then like shakes her head and eyes are wide. It's like the classic like a middle-aged mom taking a shot like, oh, very good, very good. You're not dead yet. All right, next one. Snaps her fingers and the bartender pours another.
Let's make this interesting, huh? If we're gonna be drinking buddies, let's make this interesting. How about for every successful shot I take, you tell me something I don't know about Oddjobs.
That seems fair. The orientation is honestly lacking, so then I'll gladly do that. You successfully drank one. What's your first question?
How long have you guys been in operation?
Oh, God, what has it been? It's decades. I really have lost count, and to be honest, it's a little rude to ask a lady her age, so...
How long have you been in operation? Being like, how old are you?
How old are you? Next shot, let's take another con save.
Yeah, I think we touch to the bar and then touch to each other's glasses.
Tink. Take the shot. She rolls a 14.
The second one goes down a whole lot less smooth. That's a 10.
Okay, you just pass. DC is 10 for this, so you have 2 successes. She has a 14. That's another success for her. Are you starting to taste blue?
I'm tasting motor oil. Is that blue?
No, but that is a component of this, I believe. I think they can be used interchangeably, if I'm not mistaken. Another question? Go right ahead.
You said you only have one field agent. Is that because all the others died?
Yes. Next shot.
That's a 19.
With her con bonus, that's exactly a 10. The next one, she goes like, oh, bad. Real bad.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to drink, not in a good way.
Yes. Question?
So you're Clover's boss. Who's your boss?
Oh my good. Wow. So you're a comedian.
No, I'm strong.
Oh,
We went through this.
that's true. Comedians are famously weak. The weakest people on the planets, and the multiverse even. Oh, I don't have a boss, not anymore. This is my company, owned and operated by yours truly, Odessa the Odd.
Not anymore, huh?
Next shot.
I sip this one, not breaking eye contact with her. 14.
She rolls a 13, so you guys are kind of neck and neck here.
We're both like choking it down.
God, it gets thicker every time.
How much do those scrolls cost you? What's the overhead look like?
On which specific scrolls?
The revivification ones.
Oh, that's right. Well, yours specifically, I believe we used, let's see, a True Resurrection. That's pretty costly. Now, normally I would say that the spell itself requires diamonds worth 25,000 gold pieces. Now, that is less than what we're charging you, but that's mostly for the fact that there's some handling fees and the creation of a scroll.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
labor
labor.
costs. Yes, exactly. You understand.
Jassifer's thinking that's a lot of profit.
She's even with any sort of fees that you're probably calculating, there's still thousands of gold being left unaccounted for in this bill. That definitely is going to her.
Yeah. Okay. I look carefully at her very expensive clothing.
Nice, isn't it?
Oof, that one's an 11. I'm choking them down.
She rolled a 22, so she is...
Reminded her of all the money she's making. She's feeling better.
Wow, I'm so rich. Next question. I love being interviewed. What a fun way to do an interview where I also get interviewed.
So what happens once I pay you off? You give me a ride back home, or am I just stuck here?
A ride back home? I'm not an Uber.
I look at my goo, wondering if that's like another kind of goo or something.
No, it's not a goober. That's a whole other sort of car service. Anyways, no, I mean, after you pay your bill, you're welcome to continue to serve as an employee here, or you can go off and live in the city or find your way home, whatever you desire.
So appealing, thank you.
Yes, yes. I mean, of course, I won't... You'll be paid a salary, and you will pay a percentage of that salary back to the company to pay off your debt, but you also will have money if you want to just use it and live here and yada yada and all that.
I don't want to live here.
Gland fluid! Alright, roll another con save for me.
I don't love to call what I'm drinking fluid. It really makes it sound like it's something that goes in that van.
Again, technically, it could be used in the van.
I failed that one. That's an 8.
You take that shot, and she looks at you and goes, "Any other questions?"
Will this kill me again?
And you pass out. You are woken seconds later. Actually, give me a death saving throw.
This is so rude. This episode is really like kind of an attack. 17.
You wake up one of these like sand figures putting smelling salts or smelling sands below your nose.
I wake up still in interview mode. I'm very resilient.
Wow, I can tell. We really thought we lost you there. Congratulations! You failed that test, but you've passed 2 other ones.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but it's not out of 3. There's more tests to come. What's next? Ooh, a trial by intelligence.
It's not 2 out of 3. Can I ask how many it is?
A few more, don't worry. Trial of intelligence, the perfect thing to do after drinking poison. Let's see. Intelligence. She like snaps her fingers and summons like a book and begins to flip through it. I guess I'll just ask you things and tell me if you know them, okay?
Okay, I might not. Again, strength is my strength.
Got it. Strength is your strength. All right, do you know what the name of this city is?
No.
Great. Do you know my last name?
Magisteria.
Okay. Let's see. How much money do you owe me?
Could I have a sheet of paper and pen?
Of course, of course. Conjures another piece of paper and just hands it to you, and conjures a quill and hands that to you then.
139,381 gold and 38 cents.
My, that much? I don't remember it being that high. Close enough anyways. You have passed the test of intelligence.
Thank you.
You're so smart.
Jassifer is like so worried about working for this person.
Now, the last test before the last test. The test of wisdom! She waves her hands like erratically, and all of the sand just like crumples around you once more. You like ready your warhammer, like hand on it, just ready for anything. She summons a door, just like raises a door from the ground, and then goes, all you have to do is get through this door, and waves her hand again and summons 2 sandy constructs that stand at the ready on either side of it. One of these gods tells only the truth, the other only lies. The test of wisdom has begun.
Oh, Noah.
It took like 5 years, but we finally got to this.
I address the sand construct on the left of the door. Are you a sand construct?
It looks to the sand construct next to it, and then looks to you, and you just hear like a grumbling noise from the sand grinding together.
I try to walk through the door.
You walk past them and push through the door with ease. Whoa! I'll be honest, I've never understood how that riddle works.
Thank God, me neither.
I don't even think they can talk. They're constructs.
I don't even know if that's a real riddle or if people just kind of whip that one out and no one ever really gets to the end.
It's definitely one of those things that just messes with your head enough to make you think it's a riddle, and then if you actually think about it, you're like, this is dumb, the door's right there.
Yeah, I think about how dumb this interview is and how the door is right there.
You look towards the elevator, which is within reach if you ran. All right. Excellent work. You've done absolutely incredible. She pulls out a murky bluish potion and then chugs and smashes it on the ground, and you watch as her eyes like dilate for a moment and then constrict. Oh, I should have done that earlier. God, that. Are you wasted? I was wasted.
Oh, am I wasted? I forgot that I would probably be wasted. I just assumed they like put me back to normal.
She did not put you back to normal.
Yeah, this is what I'm like when I'm drunk.
That'll be fun. All right, the last trial. This is the most difficult of all of the trials. So difficult. Convince me that I should hire you.
I passed most of the previous tests.
Give me a persuasion check.
With my charisma of +2, that's an 11.
She looks at you, tapping her chin.
You're understaffed?
So true. And you're willing to work at an incredibly low rate.
What?
Excellent. Magnificent. Part of me did want to see you fail, I'll be honest. It would have been very, very funny. But Clover did endorse you, so that does count for something.
Yeah.
She extends a well-manicured hand to you, a welcoming smile upon her stunning face. Congratulations! You are now one of my elite employees.
I leave months of dirt and grime and caked dungeon blood on her hand, but I take my first real deep breath in a second and say, when do I start?
You see Ollie floats down from the hole in the ceiling. Ollie, have you been there the whole time? Did you take notes? And Ollie nods, and she looks and goes, can you, I don't know, just put a rush on this paperwork, send it down to Daniel, and get a word to Cindy. We'll stop by on the tour, but just give a message so we can get this one paying me as quickly as possible.
So you can pay me as quickly as possible is what you meant, right?
What?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, keep up the good work, everyone. Let's... Oh, wait, okay. She conjures this small blue and purple Oddjobs uniform folded and hands it to you.
Thanks. You think this will fit over my armor?
You could put it under your armor. It's okay if you've accented it a little. What matters is the logo is visible, though, so just don't obscure the logo. That may actually get in the way of your armor, but that is a problem for you to solve.
I'll figure it out.
I'm sure you will. That's why you're one of my elite employees. Employee of the month, maybe. Who knows? Do I have other employees? Yes, I do. You're in competition. Oh, it's tough. It's tough.
50-50 between me and Clover.
So tough. So difficult. I'll have a whole month to decide, though. Anyways, shall we, And she gestures to the elevator.
You were gonna mention those rates, right?
What? Thank you so much for listening.
If you enjoyed the show, please follow us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Thank you especially to our Eldritch patrons. If you would like to become an Eldritch patron, go to patreon.com/trynottodiepod. At the $5 tier, you get access to the afterlife. That's right, you get access to heaven or hell, it's up to you, via the exclusive talkback show where we discuss what happened during this arc.
You also get access to a bunch of other bonus content like recipes from the show, polls, and other random stuff we're cooking up.
But if you really want access to a bunch of other full-length episodes, sign up for the $10 tier for the content search where we play out usually canon one-shots, test out new systems, review nerdy media, and really do anything we can to entertain you, our Eldritch patrons.
And of course, a huge thank you to Lore Party, the network that supports us. Lore Party Media is dedicated to celebrating the power of stories that shape who we are. If you enjoy our show, please check out their other shows, which you can see on loreparty.com, or you can just search Lore Party in your favorite podcast streaming platform.
And you can check me out on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, all under the username Noah the Infuriator. No spaces, just Noah the Infuriator.
While you're at it, hit up my socials too, Lease vs. Life, that's Lease vs. Life. Follow me on TikTok, and then while you're at that, follow Try Not to Die Pod on TikTok too, where we post clips of the show.
Thank you again for listening, and until next time, try not to die. All hail our Eldritch patrons! Especially Andrew, Anita, Ashley, Becca B, Bugroots, Colleen, Colin, Ian, Alana, Emily, Grace, Hope, Jacob, James, Jeff, Joey, Karen, Kate, Katie, Leo, May, Morgan, Paige, Patrick, Sahara, Timmy, and of course, our producer Patty, Patrick Bronstetter, and producer Daddies, Drew Bailey, Sam Golden, Becca Mount, and Rose Evelyn Campbell. We thank you for these podcasting powers and promise to raise hell in your names. Till next time, try not to die.